السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي أبدع الأفلاك والأرضين، والصلاة والسلام على من كان نبيا وآدم بين الماء والطين، وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن العظيم والفرقان الحميد: وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم صلاة وسلاما عليك يا رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this beautiful opportunity to be here in Baytullah, house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As you heard from Imam that this Friday is my last Friday, so inshallah I would like to reflect something on characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam this afternoon, so that we could encourage ourselves and we could make ourselves not only Muslim but a better Muslim, because there are so many Muslims through around the world, alhamdulillah. But if you are aware what is going on in media and all of these things, then you will understand definitely that by the name of Islam, how people behaving and how they are killing and how they preaching negative Islam in society and at large in the world. Alhamdulillah, we will try to understand Islam through peaceful characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam, because good characteristic is basic teaching of Islam. Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam himself has mentioned in hadith, إنما بعثت معلما لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. I have been sent to you. Why? لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق, to perfect good manners. So from this hadith we understood that even good manners cannot be perfected without characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. And let me make you understand deeply. There are so many purposes for which Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam came to us. Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam came to us to take us from darkness to the light. Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam came to us to guide us towards the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam came to us to teach us how to pray, how to fast, how to pay zakah. And there are so many other teachings for which Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam came to us. But he sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam did not mention any of these teachings, and he sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam specified that I have been sent to you to teach you and to perfect good manners. Why? Because if you will understand and read deeply Quran and ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam, then easily you will come to answer that all acts of worship are prescribed. Why? To change our characteristic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about salah, Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Indeed, salah prevent you from immorality and evil. Preventing from immorality and evil requires good characteristic. If you don't have good characteristic, you cannot be avoid from immorality and evil. About fasting, He subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. O you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those who were before you, la'allakum tattaqun, so that may you achieve taqwa and piety. Taqwa and piety cannot be gained without characteristic. So we understood that fasting prescribed why? To change our characteristic. Look at Hajj. Allah says, Al-Hajju ashhurum ma'lumat, faman farada fihinna al-hajj fala rafatha wala fusuqa wala jidala fil hajj wama taf'alu min khairin ya'lamuhu Allah watazawwadu fa inna khayra az-zadi at-taqwa wattaquni ya ulil albab. Al-Hajj ashhurum ma'lumat. Hajj will be performed during well-known months. Who are those months? Month of Shawwal, month of Dhul Qa'dah, and a quarter and part of month of Dhul Hijjah. Well-known months. And then Allah says, فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجَّ. Someone upon whom Hajj is obligatory. When he will go to Hajj, what will he do? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ. It is impermitted to involve in obscenity, acrimonious, bad characteristic. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, any kind of wickedness, it is impermissible to indulge in these things. If you want to avoid from these things, good characteristic is requirement. If you don't have good characteristic, you cannot avoid from these things. That's why some people who don't have good characteristic, even when they are going to make a Hajj, but they are busy in backbiting, they are busy in slandering, they are busy to target one of. Understand why? Because they don't have good characteristic and they did not understand fundamental purpose of performing Hajj. And that is Allah says, فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ. It is impermitted to commit any obscenity or any kind of bad characteristic and unnecessarily quarreling. Respected brothers and sisters, Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam says in a hadith sharif, which is in Sahih Sittah, someone who performed Hajj and he did not involve and indulge in backbiting, slandering, or obscenity, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that he returned from Hajj as he born today from womb of his mother. Is he born today? When child born does not have no sin, when child born does not have no criminal activity at that time, he born with full perfection. Understand? And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that if you will perform Hajj and you will do these things, then that Hajj will purify you. And if you will go to Hajj and still you are doing these things, understand, then really you do not understand the purpose and the aim of Hajj. So the point which I brought to you, all these acts of worship prescribed to change our evil character and implement good character in ourselves. Understand? That's why all these acts of worship are prescribed. And for this reason, Prophet ﷺ did not mention any specific act of worship. But generally he says that I have been sent to you, why? To perfect good manners. Because if my ummah will understand and implement my characteristic In another word, entirely they will understand Islam. And if they do not understand my characteristic, then in another word, I could say they did not understand what is Islam. What is Islam? Understand? Today, so many people are claiming to be a Sufi. But what is Sufi? And what is Tasawwuf? One of the great scholars, Shaykh Ahmad Abu Bakr al-Kattani rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, has mentioned in his book, At-Tasawwufu khuluqun, faman zada alayka fil khuluqi, zada alayka fil tasawwuf. Entire Tasawwuf is based on characteristic. So someone who is higher than you in characteristic, he is higher than you in Tasawwuf. He is higher than you in Tasawwuf. Understand? That is what teaching of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Look at, as I told you in my last khutbah, that the Meccan people who oppressed Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam and his companions, they pushed them out of their homeland. When Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam entered as conqueror of Mecca, at that time the disbelievers, their head were low down. And many of them used to think at that time, they were thinking that today maybe we will be killed, we will be jailed, our children will be orphaned, our women will be widowed. Because we are the people who pushed Muhammad and his companions out of his land. Understand? And today he entered in our land as conqueror of Mecca. So what will happen with us, really we don't know. And Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam was passing, and all the disbelievers were in line, the line up, understand, and their head was down. So from someone Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam heard, al-yawmu yawmul malhama, today is the day of shedding blood. From some of his followers, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam heard that today is the day of shedding blood, because they shed our blood. They made our children orphan, they made our women orphan, and they killed us. So we will do everything whatever they have done with us today. Today is the day of shedding blood. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard that sentence, and immediately Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Al-yawmu yawmul marhama. No, today is the day of mercy. Today is the day of mercy, not the day of shedding blood. You know Abu Sufyan, at the time of conquest of Makkah, he accepted Islam. But before that, he was one of the biggest enemy of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Sufyan is the man who caused the first battle which took place in Islam, Battle of Badr. Abu Sufyan was coming from Syria to attack the Muslim in Medina. And Abu Sufyan is someone who encouraged the Meccan people to come and fight from Meccan side. So when they will come from Mecca side, and Abu Sufyan with his small party will come from Syria, so Muslim will be in between, understand? And will be able to destroy them entirely. That was plan of Abu Sufyan. Abu Sufyan is that individual kafir and disbeliever at that time, understand? But when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam conquered Mecca, Abu Sufyan accepted Islam. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that whoever will enter in house of Allah, for him is protection. For him is protection. And beside the house of Allah, whoever will enter in house of Abu Sufyan, also for him is protection. Subhanallah. He was one of the biggest enemy of Muslim, but at that time Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam applied, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made his house as house of protection. Whoever will enter in house of Abu Sufyan, for him is protection. His life is protected from me. His property is protected from me. His everything protected from me and my companions. What was this? This was characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the another name, which maybe many of you don't know really, Wahshi, someone who killed uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Battle of Uhud, Amir Hamza radiyallahu ta'ala. So this man Wahshi killed Amir Hamza radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam cried on the death of Amir Hamza, so much so, even he did not cry at the death of his own mother. Even he did not cry at the death of his own mother. More than that, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam cried at the death of his uncle Amir Hamza radiallahu ta'ala. So this man, Wahshi, killed Amir Hamza, and after that took out his liver from the womb. From belly, took out his liver, and he put it in a form of mala. And after that, a woman, Hinda, her name was Hinda, she put that mala in her neck, and then she says that today I satisfied. And for this great work, I set you free. Wahshi was a slave of that Hinda. So when this man, at the time of conquest of Makkah, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ were thinking that wherever maybe we could find, we could kill this man. Wherever maybe we could find this man, we have to kill this man. Because this is the individual who killed Amir Hamza radiallahu ta'ala, who was uncle of the Prophet ﷺ and great hero of Islam. When this man, Wahshi, heard that Prophet ﷺ's companions are speaking together, that wherever maybe I could be found, they will kill me. This man understood that if Muhammad ﷺ can forgive me, then this is the day and time he could forgive me. There is no better day and there is no better time than this time. So he came to Prophet ﷺ and he says, "Oh Muhammad, your companions are in my investigation and I am in front of you." Subhanallah. Then he accepted Islam, and Prophet ﷺ says that, "Wahshi, I forgive you what you have done, but just I don't like to see you in front of me. Because when you're coming in front of me, it brings memory of Battle of Uhud, and it reminds me incident of my uncle Amir Hamza radiallahu ta'ala. So just that condition, that don't come in front of me, otherwise whatever you have done, I forgive them." Subhanallah. I forgive them. And he ﷺ cried much, as I told you, at the death of Amir Hamza, more than his own mother. Respected brothers and sisters, this is the characteristic of the Prophet ﷺ. That's why when Prophet ﷺ proclaimed, and he ﷺ stood up on the mountain and told them that I'm a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These people asked, "What is proof of your prophethood? How can we believe that you, because you are a man like us and from among us, so how can we believe that you are messenger of Allah? Is there any proof?" Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Faqad labistu fiikum umran min qabli afala taqilun." I have spent a long life before this da'wah in you. Still, did you not understand that I am not claiming? Just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded me to tell you that I am a prophet of Allah and there is none worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam put his characteristic and lifestyle which he has spent in Meccan people, 40 years life. And that is what was before announcement of the prophethood. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was known as a Sadiq and Ameen, most truthful and trustworthy. When Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went to Syria to do business in the wealth and the money of Sayyidah Khadija radiyallahu ta'ala anha, and Sayyidah Khadija radiyallahu ta'ala anha's another slave was with that girl, was with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he saw truthfulness and trustworthy of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam during all entire journey. When he came, he mentioned it to Sayyidah Khadija radiyallahu ta'ala anha. And after that she proposed and nikah took place when Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was 25 years old and she was 40 years old. Why it was? Through characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is so huge and long topic. Every year, as you know, since I came to your masjid, Every year we have lecture series in the month of Rabiul Awwal, at the time of Milad of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. And consecutively 12 days every year I am speaking characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. And even today I did not finish that. Even today I did not finish that. Every year in the month of Muharram al-Haram, since I came to your masjid consecutively, 10 days lecture series I organized for you. And consecutively I speaking about characteristic of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. And even today I did not finish. Even today I did not finish. So respected brothers and sisters, this topic is very long and huge topic, but I think that this is good topic to remind myself and as well as to you. If inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make work easy, then inshallah we will be able to see each other once again. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wish to make us to meet each other in hereafter, inshallah, then I will not forget you, I will look for you in the day of judgment, inshallah. So make dua for me to be the journey to be easy for me, and inshallah always I will pray for you, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you strength, health, long life, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you goodness in this dunya and in akhirah as well. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.